Boris Johnson said he's lost weight by eating less and exercising more and wants overweight Brits to do the same. People who are clinically obese are 40% more likely to die of coronavirus. But when it comes to losing weight, what actually works? Can exercise help you lose weight?
Nowhere near as much as you might think. Most of the energy we burn comes from just staying alive, and it takes quite a lot of exercise to burn off energy. If you eat a 400 calorie donut, actually to burn off that 400 calories might be, a good hour, maybe even more running.
Exercise is great for health and does have loads of benefits, but when it comes to weight loss, it's not the most effective tool. So how do we burn the most calories?
The largest amount of energy we burn comes from our basal metabolic rate. So that's how much our body needs energy-wise to just run all of its functions. So if we just lay down in a warm room all day, we would still burn a significant amount of calories, much more than you would burn from going for a run, for example.
Aside from our resting metabolism, the other ways we burn off energy or calories is the actual digesting of the food we eat. So breaking down the food, and then physical exercise, which only accounts for between 10 to 30% of our energy use. How do we put weight on? The overconsumption of calories is one of the most significant contributing factors in becoming overweight. Government figures show many adults are consuming 200 to 300 extra calories a day above recommended daily guidelines, with children who are already overweight consuming up to 500 calories more than they need to every day. What do calories tell us about food?
So calories tell us one thing about food, but not necessarily the most important. So it's like knowing how many pages are in a book. It doesn't really tell you about that book. It misses out on all of the really important information about how much protein is in it and how much fiber and those kinds of things. You might have a 400 calorie almond croissant versus a 600 calorie Spanish omelette. Now the two, you might choose, if you're going via calories, to go for the almond croissant, but there's mainly just fat and sugar in that. Whereas the Spanish omelette has carbohydrate energy, it has protein, it has vegetables, it has all of those other things. And actually, you're going to be hungry again later after you have that croissant.
Almost 2/3 of adults and 1 in 3 children in the UK are overweight. So in an attempt to help people lose weight, the government has announced a new package of measures as part of what it's calling a Better Health campaign. What is the government's strategy? Adverts for food high in fat, sugar or salt will be banned on TV before 9 p.m. Chocolate bars and sweets will no longer be allowed to be placed in prominent locations in stores like checkouts, and supermarkets will be encouraged to offer more discount on fruit and vegetables. But there will also be calorie labelling measures brought in, which will require large restaurants and cafes to add calorie labels to the food they sell, as well as on menus. Doctors have also been told to prescribe exercise and social activities, and an NHS 12-week weight loss app has been launched, as well as special offers to join weight loss programs like Weight Watchers and Slimming World. Will this strategy work?
I feel like they haven't really addressed the issues behind weight gain in the first place, and a lot of it is about deprivation and all of the issues that we already know have a social impact on our society. And it's not just treating the symptoms, which is too many calories. It's about treating the causes of these problems in the first place.
So what is the best and safest way to lose weight?
At meal times, if you imagine your plate split into 3, you fill half with vegetables or a mixture of fruit and veg. You fill quarter with carbohydrates, so things like bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, and a quarter with protein, so that's things like meat or fish, beans, eggs, dairy, lentils, those kinds of things. My favourite method is to use hand-size portions. They are dependent on your size, so if you are a giant, you need large portions, and if you're small like me, I need quite small portions. A portion of carbohydrate should be the size of your fist. A portion of protein should be the size of the palm of your hand, and a portion of veg should be at least whatever you can fit in your cupped hand. And if you do that, the chances of you getting everything you need and not too much of what you don't are really high.